Summer has officially arrived. We are in a major heat wave, and I wanted to chat with you a little bit about some swaps you may want to think about making for the summertime. Whether it's swaps in your skincare or swaps in the products you use, just covering a whole wide range of products. And this isn't the type of video where I'm going to be holding up stuff and saying, I've used this and this is the best. This is just some suggestions with a couple of product recommendations mixed in, and also a couple of things that I'm like, hey, have any of you tried these and what do you think of them? Or if you have a recommendation. So I'm hoping that there'll be a lot of comment activity below, sharing things that you have found that worked or commenting on things that I'm talking about. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa, and today we're going to be talking about summertime beauty swaps. I read an article that talked about some things that you can change, and it got my juices flowing, got me thinking about what would I change in my beauty routine because it's summertime. I think some of the things they talked about in these articles were very interesting, but not all of them I felt were what I would do. I will include links to those articles in case you want to read them, because there was some interesting information there. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is SPF. As a rule, I wear 30, but this time of year with the sun being a little bit stronger, I really want to increase my SPF to like a 50. And this isn't just like what I'm wearing at the beach. This is like what I'm wearing under my makeup. And so I have been on the hunt for an SPF that's mineral based, so it won't break me out, that is an SPF of 50 that'll feel comfortable on the skin. Yeah, I've tried some that are like so thick, leave such a heavy white cast that I'm like, no. I'm not doing that. So there's one product that I have been reading a lot about, and a lot of you have recommended. I've been searching for it. I did finally find it this weekend. Yes, I am so excited. And that product is from Australian Gold, and this is the Botanical Sunscreen for faces. This one does have a little tint to it, and it's an SPF 50. It looks like this. I'm trying it out for the first time this morning. I have to say, it went on beautifully. And it does have a little bit of tint, but again, I think this is mostly just to tone down the white cast that you get. I feel like it pretty much shears out and is invisible on my skin. I like the texture of this a lot. So the jury is still out on this because I'm, like I said, just trying it for the first time today, but a lot of you have recommended this. I can see why. I got this at CVS, by the way. Another longtime favorite of mine is the La Roche-Posay Anthelios 50 Mineral Sunscreen that looks like this. I've been using this for years. It also is tinted, but it's a little bit darker tint than the Australian Gold. Let me put them side by side so you can see. This is the La Roche-Posay. This is the Australian Gold. So just a little up and down here, and a little up and down here. The tones are very different. So for me, this one is one that I can almost wear as a foundation, and the Australian Gold I think will be something that I can actually wear under foundation. Typically I use a creamy cleanser to get off my makeup at night because I feel like it really is lovely. It doesn't strip my skin. It does a beautiful job. This time of year, and especially on days where I'm like down by the pool or at the beach and I've worn a ton of sunscreen on my face, this is the time of year I would normally break out like a foamy cleanser. One that's gonna like lift that a little bit more. One of my favorites is from you-know-who, Paula's Choice. It's the Resist Perfectly Balanced Foaming Cleanser. This is what's in my shower right now. It's a favorite of mine. But I have also used this one from Neutrogena, the Fresh Foaming Cleanser. I really like both of those. So I am also planning on putting up a video with some of my favorite drugstore cleansers, and it will be a mix of foaming cleansers as well as, you know, creamier cleansers. So when that is live, I'll include a link to that up here for you to check that out. But you could also subscribe and it'll show up in your newsfeed. Shameless plug. Let's move on, shall we? So, sticking with skincare, I think this is also a time of year where you would quite possibly want to change the type of mask that you use. You're going to want something that is going to be a little deeper cleansing. So this is a time of year where I reach for my clay-based masks because I feel like they really can get in there and like draw that oily sunscreen residue out of my pores and keep my skin looking clean and clear. This one is a favorite of mine. As you can see, I'm almost done with it. It's the Paula's Choice Skin Balancing Oil Absorbing Mask. Look, there's not much left of that. This one is great, and it's just like a really typical clay mask. I'm sure you all are familiar with clay masks. The other one that I really like is this one from Glam Glow, the Super Mud Clearing Treatment Mask. This is probably my favorite mask from Glam Glow. I think it's fabulous. But also, this is the time of year where I would maybe reach for a cooling mask if I feel like maybe I overdid it a little bit and I want to like cool down my skin. I would probably reach for a cucumber mask like the one from Peter Thomas Roth. That one has been great during the summer. Something that's going to really like cool down, hydrate the skin. I'm talking about if you have a little bit of sunburn. Hopefully you don't, but let's face it, it happens to the best of us. So to wrap up the skincare section of this video, I wanted to talk to you about your treatments that you are typically using. I think Retin-A or any retinol products make your skin really sensitive to the sun. So if you are someone who is going to be at the beach for a while, like a week's vacation, or if you're like me and you have a pool in your backyard and you're going to spend a lot of time outdoors in the sun, or you're a golfer, you know, tennis, take your pick. You may want to step back a little bit from those treatments because they can make you way more sensitive to the sun. I am stepping back a little bit. It doesn't mean I've cut it out completely. I've gone from using it every day to maybe using it only a couple times a week, or I know I have a week's vacation at the beach coming up. I will probably stop at least 2 weeks in advance and just kind of go, whoa. Step back, let your skin kind of, you know, calm down, not be so sensitive. You know, I recently posted a video that I really don't wear a lot of foundation during the summer, and if you want to hear all about that, I'll include a link up here and in the comments section down below so that you can check that out. This is also a time where you may want to consider going from your heavier foundations to something like a BB or a CC cream. So I like this one from Dr. Jart. It is in the gold tube. I have a bigger one kicking around. I'm not sure where it's living at the moment. But this is the Premium Beauty Balm. It has an SPF of 45. It is a mineral-based sunscreen, and it actually comes in 3 different shades, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a BB cream, that's pretty good. But there is the light to medium, which is what I would use. There's medium to deep, and then there's deep. I think the deep one is new. I don't remember that being on the website before, but this is a great one, and I know a lot of you use this as well. So some others that I have used that I really like are the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue, which comes in a pretty broad assortment of shades. The Urban Decay One and Done is another good one, but there are a few from the drugstore that I'm interested in exploring, and I would love to know if any of you have tried these. There's this one from Neutrogena. It's the Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector, and I believe that comes in a couple of shades similar to the Dr. Jart. Pacifica has one called All Light Multi-Mineral BB Cream, so that's another one that I'm interested in. Let me know if you've used any of those, or if there are any other ones from the drugstore that you recommend. So next up, I want to talk about lips. Summertime is the time of year where I really love to go with a bright, bold lip. Sometimes that's the only color cosmetics I'll wear. Depending on what you're doing, this around your eyes especially can get pretty shady pretty quickly in the heat and humidity, and sometimes you're just better off going with a naked eye, or just like a little bit of concealer, or a really nude look on your eye, or just a little bronzer. Okay, I just threw out a whole bunch of options, but you know, maybe you don't want to do the full-on glam on your eyes, but you still want to be like, yeah, I'm glamorous, or I'm really poppin' today. So I like to really go to a bold lip, you know, a go-to bright colored lip. And here are a couple that I really happen to love, and I've been bringing these out lately and really enjoying them. The first one I want to talk about is this one from Fenty Beauty. This is called the Stunna Lip Paint Longwear Fluid Lip Color. And this is a beautiful red that will work on just about any skin tone. It has enough blue in it that I think it'll work for everyone. So if you're like, ooh, I want a red, but reds are hard to find, give this a go and see what you think about this. It is a long-wearing lip product, so it does dry down and stay on your lips a long period of time. That's not everybody's favorite formula. I think it's a good solution for reds because reds can be pretty high maintenance, and I think this cuts down on some of that high maintenance look. Another one from Fenty Beauty I love is the matte lipstick, and this is in Candy Venom. I wore this over the weekend. Oh my gosh, I love this one so much. It's a really bright pink and it's just fantastic. The shade is awesome. I wore this down by the pool. Yes, I wear lipstick by the pool. I'm that girl. I also like a berry lip too. So here's this one from Lorac. It's their lip stain, which I have talked about this before. It's a great product, and this is a super beautiful color. I think these are the only 3 shades you need for summer, or maybe a nude. Who says 3? What? Are you crazy? But another thing to consider about lips this time of year is making sure you also have SPF on your lips. And there are some good SPF lip products out there, but you can also start with a base, like a lip balm that has an SPF in it, and then apply your lipstick over it. This one is my favorite. It's from Blistex. It's the Deep Renewal. It has an SPF of 15. I love this. I think it's awesome. It's super inexpensive. I mean, this has been open a while. Look how much product is in that. As you can see, I have some lip color on there. This is a great one. You put this on, put your favorite lipstick over it, and then you got a little lip protection. So another great SPF lip balm option is from Fresh. These are cult classics. They come tinted and plain. They have an SPF of 15. My only complaint about these, especially for the minis, which is what I have here, is that they get very soft in any kind of warm weather. And with that, they tend to break and mush, and they could be a problem. So they're not ideal for anything like the pool or the beach or anything like that. They're great for the office or, you know, someplace that's not outdoors. Come in an assortment of shades and they're beautiful, but not great in the heat. Another one that I really like is from Neutrogena, and I apologize, I forgot to bring that up with me. It's their Revitalizing Lip Balm, and it is in the black tube, that little oval black tube. That has an SPF of 20. The colors are a little bit sheerer, so if you're not into a big bold lip by the pool like I am, this might be something that appeals to you. I own a couple of different shades and I think they're really lovely. I think it comes in about 6 shades. Totally check that out. A good one from the drugstore. A favorite from my girl Kate is from Neutrogena, and it's more like a gloss. It's the Neutrogena Moisture Shine Lip Soother, and it has an SPF of 20. So that looks like maybe it comes in 4 different shades. Very sheer, just a little hint of color, and a pretty glossy finish. Kate loves that. I like the fact that it has such a high SPF. And then while I was doing a little research for this video, I found this one called Babo, I hope I'm saying that right, Botanicals, and it's like a tinted lip balm with an SPF of 15. I think this shade Plum Rose looks gorgeous. I think it's at Ulta, and that's something I'm going to check out because I could see myself wearing the heck out of that. If you've tried that, let me know. I'm really interested in knowing what your thoughts are on that. So during the summer, I also tend to go from like a powder blush to a cream or a gel blush. When you're in the bright sunlight, a powder blush can look powdery, for lack of a better term. And I think that a gel or a cream blush looks a little bit more natural. Plus, some of them are really long wearing. A favorite of mine is from Becca. It is the Beach Tint, and it comes in a little tube like this. This is actually water resistant, and the shade I have is Watermelon. This is probably my 2nd summer with it. I'm probably going to run out pretty soon, but it just squeezes out. It's like a little gel here, and you blend it in. I think That's beautiful, and it's ultra long wearing. It says that you can wear it on your lips and your cheeks. I don't particularly care for this on my lips, but love it on my cheeks. Another one to think about is this one from Pixi. It's their Multi-Balm. This shade is in Wild Rose. Looks like that. And it's, you know, can be blended out to a really pretty rosy shade. Again, this can be used on your lips as well. Don't love it on the lips. Love it on the cheeks. And if you're old school and you have one of these kicking around still, Maybelline Master Glaze. Why did they stop these? These were fabulous. I even hate to bring these up, but I still have at least 2 of them in my collection because I'm not giving them up until I run out. Ah, these are so good. Maybelline, what were you thinking? Some other ones that I saw that I think would work equally as well. I don't happen to own them, so if you do, feel free to leave some comments below. The Clinique Chubby Stick looks great, and that's been around for a long time. I think people love it. Benefit's Benetint, which is the liquid cheek and lip stain. It comes in a bunch of different shades. I think it can be a little tricky to apply, but I think once you get a hang of it, I think it works equally as well and is probably more like this, really long wearing. And NARS has a new liquid blush out. Has anyone tried that? It's not super brand new, but I think it came out earlier this year. This looks really intriguing to me, something that I may want to try. So if you have this, let me know what you think and what colors you think are the best. Obviously it comes in Orgasm, but it also comes in a bunch of other shades as well. And lastly, if you don't own a liquid or a cream blush, you could easily take your favorite lipstick and just dot that on your cheeks and use that as blush. You know, our grandmothers did it and it worked great for them. I think, you know, this is definitely a little hack, if you will, that if you don't want to pick up another product, play around with that. You know, it's pretty rare that you're going to use up a whole lipstick anyway, so using it on your cheeks is not necessarily a bad thing. Help you use a product. So if you have trouble getting your makeup to stay put during the summer, you may want to consider swapping out your setting spray, like from MAC Fix Plus, which is a little bit more hydrating, to one that's gonna set your makeup a little bit better and be one that's gonna help control the oiliness. This is assuming you're oily. I think Urban Decay makes a great selection of different types of setting sprays. I think they're one of the best, and I would definitely say like De-Slick is a great one for the summer if you're really oily prone and have trouble with your makeup staying put. There's a new one out there that I heard someone talking about, and it's from Cover FX. It is the mattifying setting spray that she was raving about. I think it was Jessica Braun. Jam Beauty, I think is her handle. She was raving about it. It's on my list for the next time I go to Sephora. If you've tried that, you gotta let me know what you think, because I'm like this close to picking that up. Okay, we're down to the last 2 items, and I'm gonna move through them pretty quickly. I would say this is the time of year where you would probably want to switch to a waterproof mascara if that's not something you normally do. It'll help keep your mascara in place. I wear waterproof mascara year-round, but I know not everybody does, and I'm sure a lot of your favorite mascara formulas come in a waterproof version. So that would be an easy swap for you. This one I talk about all the time. It's my favorite. I'm not going to talk too much about this because I talk about it all the time. I switch my perfume out during the summer months a little bit. I want something that's a little bit lighter in smell, or even a little bit lighter weight. So maybe you go from a perfume to a body mist. One of my favorites for the summer is Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf, or the YSL Mon Paris are 2 of my favorite summertime fragrances. So let me know what things you usually switch for your summer routine. Product recommendations, I'm going to be really active in the comments section after I post this video, so I really want to see and hear what are your favorites, so definitely leave them below. Just as a reminder, I post videos every Saturday morning, and I'll include a link to last week's video up here. And if you are new to my channel, I hope that you will subscribe. Just click on this little bee icon, and that'll take you to the subscription page on my channel. Take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!